Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are continuing our journey to the world of modifications for Battle for Middle-earth after a short pause. Today we are going to overview additional changes to Galadriel's abilities. I've read comments under my first video and decided to make some upgrades to basic abilities. First, improved principle of attaching a spy object to see through the enemy unit eyes. Previously this ability worked via weapon fire special ability update, which means that the object appeared as a part of a weapon. This method had one small flaw, that this ability couldn't reach the target especially for such wide range, because there could be an obstacle or landscape that interferes the straight line that is needed to launch a weapon. So now the ability works via OCL special power that is not limited by such conditions. Second, there were several comments about the ability Light of Valinor that consider this ability as weak or useless. I personally like this ability, but also I think that it would be a great idea to make Galadriel able to heal. So at rank 3, instead of the Light of Valinor that reflects damage, now this ability will heal 50% of allied unit's health in radius 100. That is the same parameters as in the ability of an Elven created captain. Also, I've added to this ability active debuff from Galadriel's Farsight ability. So Light of Valinor now heals allies and annihilates all leaderships, and enemies cannot earn experience for 30 seconds. When Galadriel gets Gifts of Lorien, which is actually not very logical ability, as Gifts of Lorien were given to strangers by Lords of Lorien and not for themselves. But this ability was present even in the old version of this game, so we will close our eyes on that for now. So when Galadriel gets Gifts of Lorien, this ability also strikes enemy with light, causing moderate amount of magical damage, 200 points, in the radius of 200, and turns trolls into stone. Also here you can see the description of the original buffs that are present in Galadriel. I forgotten to include this text last time because creating buttons and descriptions is not the most fascinating part as for me. Third, because I like this ability that reacts on damage, I've added it as an auto ability to change button that stops enemy heroes. At rank 5, when Galadriel gets Gift of Lorien, once on 50 seconds she is getting covered for 20 seconds with Elven magic that reflects damage. This ability is not activated by this button. It will run automatically when there is an enemy hero or monster nearby, or Galadriel is surrounded by enemies. The more injuries Galadriel gets, the more damage she will cause to enemies. So now the damage of this ability depends on Galadriel's condition. When Galadriel's health is higher than 2500, then she will hit back 20 points of damage in the radius of 30. When Galadriel's health is higher than 1000 but lower than 2500, she will hit back 40 points of damage in the radius of 60. And when she is heavily injured and her health is lower than 1000, enemies will be hit back after touching Galadriel with 50 units of damage in the radius of 90. Fourth, new visual effect for protection spell, and why this ability can be undone or destroyed. Units, ends and structures are completely invulnerable within the radius of this ability, and if there is no such a flaw like vulnerability of the spell to magic, it will be difficult to play against such team. Especially when elves had gathered ants near your base and they cannot be stopped for 30 seconds. But this sphere has health 40,000, so standard not magical damage will not have significant impact on it. fifth Storm Queen ability has been changed too. I read a proposition to make Galadriel be able to summon a tornado at rank 10. Because tornado will be spawned by Galadriel in her ring form, and I wanted to preserve the Storm Queen ability, I've simply modified this ability. Now Galadriel will become the true Storm Queen, the heart of the hurricane, destroying enemies on her way. The damage from this wind is 60% lower than in standard tornado, and the effect will be cancelled if Galadriel gets killed. Also here we have all original benefits from this ability. She temporarily gains plus 50% armor, plus 140% speed, and plus 300% damage to structures, and she strikes enemies with lightning. I've changed the visual effect, but the damage is the same as for original Wind Blast. Why Nenya ring gives buffs in different colors. The ring of Nenya is the ring of water, and as you know from physics, LGBT plus elves are painting drops of rain into different colors to propagate diversity, and that's why we see rainbows. And that's why rainbows are banned in some countries. I am kidding, of course, because everybody knows that that is made by leprechauns. The blue color will prevail in Nenya buff effect because blue color associates more with water than yellow. Most heroes will have that effect yellow and the strongest blue. And if I make entirely yellow color for buffs, it could cause questions and wild associations. At rank 9 and 10 the color will be white, because that is the basic color of light, and we see colors because photons have different lengths and light refracts into spectral colors when passing through water. That is all about Galadriel, thank you for watching and happy modding!